All right, good day, everyone. So hopefully you're all doing fine as you're watching this pre-recorded video. So first of all, I'd like to apologize for the delay of this posting of pre-recorded video because I really lost my voice there. Last few days I was really sick. So yeah, so that's why karon pa na kalugar no ato ang tingog to be fully functional. So anyway, let's start. So right now we are going to discuss about the American occupation and Japanese invasion. This is from 1901 to 1935. Um, okay, so in 1902, that was the surrender of the Filipino soldiers with General Melvar as the last man standing, no? The last Philippine army, like a general who surrendered to the American forces. So in 1901, it was really that year. That was the year that was declared now by the Americans that they have fully taken over the Philippines. So there are a lot of progress now during the American occupation. So we talk about social, economic, and political progress that happened in the Philippines. So first, let's start with the social progress. So before, no, in Spanish colonialization, Christianizing the pagan natives was more important than giving them an education. So if you can still remember, the encomienda system, wherein the encomendero was supposed to give them education, but they were deprived, no, of that obligation, no, coming from the encomendero. But instead, now they are more focused on um, converting these Filipinos, the natives, into Christians without really educating them. And then it was only in the closing of decades of Spanish rule that some system of public school education was introduced by Spain in the Philippines. But education before was not really for all. No? It was only for those who have money, those who came from elite Filipino families. So it's not for all. While during the American occupation, when they first got there, though, when they first got here, rather, in the Philippines, they made this as a motto to educate, to train in the science of self-government. Because when the Americans came here, they made sure of, or they made it clear of what is their purpose, no, in colonizing the Philippines, and that is to teach us how to run our country. So to do that, first we must be educated. Okay, so again, to educate, to train in the science of self-government. And also, Americans made it a policy to teach English to the Filipinos. That's why most of our instruction here in our classes, maybe it's not the perfect English compared to the US, but we do use English as a as a formal ins as a formal, what do you call it, kanang mode of instruction. Okay, here in our classes here in the Philippines, even the public schools do it. No, we also teach English to our students. So the Taft Commission Act number 74. So in January 1901, the Taft Commission enacted Act number 74, which established the Philippine public school system. So it provided free primary education and the establishment of a school to train Filipino teachers. Because back then, there was the education was not really made for everyone, no, during the Spanish colonialization. So in 1901, there was this problem of kanang scarcity of resources that includes books and teachers or instructors. And so what they do is they train Filipinos to become teachers. And in doing that, okay, they also imported a lot of teachers coming from the US. So on August 23, 1901, the first group of 600 teachers from the United States arrived in Manila on board the transport ship Thomas. And these teachers came to be known as the Thomasites. Okay. So this was the foundation of our education system. That's why if you try to trace the careers of your lolas and lolos or your great great grandfather, usually their career or their career path is like teacher or soldier or doctor, but most of them are teachers. And that is because of the campaign of the Americans to create education free for all. No? And the way to do that is to train more Filipino teachers nationwide. Okay? So that's why the most readily available or the most popular career that you can get during the American occupation was to become a teacher. Okay. Now, elementary schools, this is the educational system that was established by the Americans. So, in elementary school, we have a 7-year course that includes the kindergarten. And in high school, we have the 4-year course. So, this one is the old curriculum. Okay. I think we are all aware, most especially all of you, na we are now following the K to 12. Okay. So those who finish high school could take up higher education in a public or junior college or at the University of the Philippines, which was created in 1908 by Act number 1870, enacted by the Philippine Assembly and the Philippine Commission. So later, when we are going to talk about political progress during the American occupation, you will get to know more about this kanang Philippine Commission and Philippine Assembly. Okay, so this is just an additional fact or knowledge. The young or bright Filipino students during the first few years, the educational system established, they have what we call as bright, or kanang naa sa mga first rows to mga first row ng mga pupils. Americans call them Filipino pensionados or bright young Filipino students. Okay? So mo nang ibutang na sila near the door, the entrance or maybe the exit. Basta near sila sa entrance, so that when there is a visitor who is going to inspect the class, it's the bright young Filipino students who will be the first point of attraction, kumbaga, sa mga visitors. That's why ibutang sila sa first row. That was the explanation. So that's why for the slow learners, ibutang na sila sa pinakakilid, layo sa entrance. Okay? So these are the pioneer schools that was established during the American occupation. So you have the Philippine Normal School in 1901 and the Silliman University in 1901 also as well. We have the Centro Escolar University in 1907 and the Philippine Women's University in 1919. And the Governor General during that time in the Philippines where established nila ang educational system, it was Governor General Frank Murphy. So he said, no people ever accepted the blessing of education with more enthusiasm than the Filipinos. He really said that because upon the opening of the educational system where it was made free for all, like free for all Filipinos, By 1935, okay, there were 1,229,242 students enrolled, no, in 7,333 public schools throughout the country. Okay, and that's already a lot, no? If you're going to compare that number to our kanang enrollment number, no, at the present, gamay ra na kanang gamay na siya nga figure, but if you are just starting, no, kana bang you are establishing or encouraging the public to enroll, for their kanang son and daughters to be educated. Okay, it was already a big win for them. So the private school as well, which numbered about 400, had a total student population of 97,500. Okay. So aside from the educational progress, another social progress that happened in the Philippines during the American occupation is our practice of religion. During the Spanish colonialization period, there is only one religion that to be practiced, that is Christianity. Okay? So, or Roman Catholics, no? So or Roman Catholic, mao na siya ang religion na gi-practice nato nationwide. Okay? Aside from the kung ano kanang ato ang Muslim brothers nga naa sa Mindanao. Okay. So, we have here, no, during the American occupation, the introduction of the Protestantism or Protestantism. And then the Protestants sought to win the Filipinos through friendly persuasion. Okay, we have the Presbyterians in 1899. We have the Baptists in 1900s, the Disciples of Christ in 1905, and the Methodists or Episcopalians in 1908. Okay, so here we have the rise of the Aglipayan Church. You might be you might be aware of this, or you might already know this. No, the Aglipayan Church is the church for the Filipinos. On August 3, 1902, Philippine Independent Church was established in Manila. The founder is Isabelo de los Reyes. And de los Reyes proclaimed Father Gregorio Aglipay as the new church supreme bishop. Okay. So here on October 17, 1902, Aglipay agreed to be head of the new church. And on January 18, 1903, he was formally consecrated as the supreme bishop. So the new church known as the Aglipayan Church. In 1939, census would be 9.8% of the population, or that would be 1,573,608 claimed to be Aglipayans. So during the time of the Spanish colonialization, Apolinario Mabini strongly advised to the Filipino brothers and Filipino priests to make a church that would welcome Filipinos. Okay? So mao ni siya ang answer. Na-establish lang siya during the American occupation. Okay? So ang mga pariseo or mga kanang supreme bishop is composed of Filipinos. Technically, what they practice is kuan gihapon siya, Christianity, but ang ilahang what you call it, ang ilahang mga priest is magminyo lang gihapon. Okay, so they have the liberty to make their own family. Okay, unlike sa Roman Catholic nga bawal gid sila magminyo or mo enter into a family life. And made for Filipinos, church that is made for Filipinos. Because during the time, again, in the Spanish colonialization period, Filipinos were blackmailed, no, by the Spanish friars, or maybe kuan sila no, i-put sila into a spot na himuan silang story no of the Spanish friars na involved into a revolution, but the truth is wala gyud no. So that kind of malpractices of the Spanish friars, so that Apolinario Mabini suggested to the Filipino priests and brothers to make a church for the Filipinos, and that is the Aglipayan Church. Okay, so it was only realized because the Americans allowed it to be practiced or to be open, no, for the public. Okay, and that's the end of our social progress no topic for the American occupation. So on our next meeting, we are just going to try to fit in the remaining topics na, like for example the political progress and the economic progress during the American occupation, and then we have the Indo-Pacific War, the Japanese occupation, followed by the Bataan March, and we have the Third Philippine Republic. Okay, so in the Third Philippine Republic, we're not going to discuss much no of the profiles of our presidents or previous presidents, but we are just going to to summarize everything no kung unsa ilang strengths and weaknesses, the challenges that they faced, no, something like that. So I guess no, I'll see you all on our next meeting. Hopefully next week we'll be able to to do our live meetings on time. And just wait for my official announcement in our generals tab with regards to our fourth quiz. Okay, I think that would be all, everyone. Thank you, and you have a great night or great day. All right, bye.